Hello and welcome to North Lakes Foodbank School Harvest Presentation 2021. My name is Stuart and this is my good pal Tuna. And we are here at our warehouse in Cockermouth. This is where we pack emergency food parcels for those who are in crisis. Stuart, yes Timmy, what do you mean by the word crisis? Good question. Well, we use the word crisis to describe a situation where something suddenly unexpected has happened. And because of that something unexpected happening, it might mean that someone hasn't got enough money to buy food that week. Therefore, we say they are in crisis. And when they're in crisis, it means they can come to one of our centres and have an emergency food parcel which will be enough food to feed them and their family for at least 3 days. And what sort of food goes into an emergency food parcel? Well, it just so happens that earlier on today, Professor B pops in. What, Professor Banana? That's right, Professor Banana. Do you know he loves bananas? That's right, I think we all know that he loves bananas. And why did Professor B come here? Well, he came by to donate some banana-flavoured Angel Delight. And while he was here, I asked him if he could make a short video so schools can see what sort of food that we would like them to donate to North Lakes Foodbank. And this is what he said. Oh, someone coming through the door. Ah, hello Stuart, how are you doing? Professor B here. Oh, hello Professor B, nice to see you, wasn't expecting you to come. Yes, hope you don't mind, I've come to drop off a donation. Oh, you've got a donation for us, what have you got? I've got some Angel Delight for you, here you go. Oh, thank you. Oh, banana flavoured Angel Delight. Now, how did I know, Professor B, it was going to be banana flavoured? Anyway, thank you ever so much. We do need some more Angel Delight. Anyway, it's a shame you weren't coming in this afternoon because I've got Timmy coming this afternoon and he's helping me to make the next school harvest video. Actually, while you're here, do you think you could help me? Maybe you could help me make a video of what sort of food that we would like schools to donate. Could you do that for me? Yes. Excellent. So, I tell you what, why don't I show you around our warehouse and that will help them work out what sort of food then that we'd like you to donate. Oh, I would love to see around your warehouse. Could you please show me, please? So on this shelf here, we have cereal. So everybody gets a packet of cereal. And to go with the cereal, they get some milk. And down the bottom here, we do orange juice. So everybody gets a packet of cereal, some milk and some orange juice. Yes, I do like cereal, especially bran flakes. But can you see on the front there? There is banana in the bran flakes. But if you put banana with your cereal, it tastes absolutely delicious. Yes. So on this next shelf, we've got some tinned meat. This is minced beef and onion. Also, we've got some of Timmy's relatives. So we've got some tuna. And on the bottom shelf here, we got soup. So everybody gets some meat, some tuna and some soup. Oh yes, tinned meat, yes, I do like tinned meat. Yes, it's a shame they don't put banana in tinned meat though, but I quite understand, not everybody quite likes banana in tinned meat. Oh, fish, yes, I do like a little bit of fish as well, yes. And soup, why do they not make banana soup? That's what I want to know, why do they not make banana soup? And then on our next shelf here, we have got some vegetables. So we got some peas and we got some sweet corn. Some of our food parcels get chopped tomatoes because they're quite useful for when you're doing some cooking. Everybody gets baked beans because everybody loves baked beans. And also we've got some potatoes. So our family packs and our couples packs, they get potatoes. Oh, vegetables are very good for you, so please donate lots of vegetables. I especially like carrots because they slice up just like you can slice a banana up, and they're really good for you. Excellent. Then in our food parcels, sometimes we put rice in and sometimes we put pasta in. We've got quite a lot of pasta at the moment, so you don't need to donate pasta if you don't want to. But we do need some rice, and what we do as well, we put in either some curry sauces or we put in some pasta sauces, depending on what goes in the food parcels. So that's quite useful to have. Oh yes, right, I think particularly you like people to donate 500 grams, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so. So thank you very much. If you can donate some rice, that'd be really good, thank you all. Then our volunteers, when they pack, they can choose. They can either put in some like tea bags, or they can put in some coffee. So we put tea or coffee in, and then down the bottom here we've got some biscuits. So we put a packet of biscuits in all our food parcels for people to enjoy when they're having their tea or coffee. Oh, I do like some tea, especially with a banana. Have a cup of tea and eat a banana. That is really good. It's very relaxing and very enjoyable. So yes, please donate some tea and coffee as well if you like. Now what else have we got? Oh, probably my favourite shelf. We've got some sponge puddings. This is chocolate, and we've got some golden syrup. Then we put in some custard. And then we have fruit. So we've got peaches, and we've got fruit cocktail. And then some of our parcels get rice pudding. And down the bottom here, we're a bit short of this. You can't see me, but you can now. We have got some jam. So we put jam in. Oh, don't get me started on tin food. You know, you get tin peaches, you can get tin pears, you can get tin apples, you can get tin oranges. You can get pretty much tin anything. But do they do tin bananas? No, but thankfully you can get custard, because you can slice up banana and put it in custard. It's absolutely delicious. The same with rice pudding as well. You can get banana, you can slice it up, put it in your rice pudding. It tastes absolutely delicious. So please, plenty of rice pudding we need donated, and plenty of custard as well, because we can put bananas with those. You can donate tin peaches if you want to, but they're not as good as having custard and bananas, or rice pudding and bananas. So they're the sorts of food that we put in our food parcels. So, Professor B, thank you ever so much for your help, and enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, it's my pleasure to help. You just call me any time and I will come over and I will do what I can to help encourage people to give food to North Lakes Foodbank. Anyway, I need to go now, so thank you. So don't forget, everybody at school, please donate to the North Lakes Foodbank. Thank you. The food that Professor B talked about in the video is a type of food that we'd like people to donate. That's right, Timmy. The food that Professor B talked about is the type of food that we'd like people to donate to North Lakes Foodbank. And how do people donate food? Well, you can donate some food by dropping the food off at one of our very special collection points. And where are those collection points? Well, we have a collection point in all the supermarkets. So just after the checkout, just after you've paid for your food, you can then drop it into one of our special bins. So if it's at Sainsbury's, it's an orange bin. If it's at Morrison's, it's a green bin. And if it's at Tesco's, it's a white bin. And if it's at some of our other smaller stores, then just have a look for the special sign that says collection for North Lakes Foodbank. And also, we'd like you as a school to have a very special collection for North Lakes Foodbank, because it is harvest. What's harvest to do with collecting food? Well, good question, Timmy. It just so happens that I have a live link to Farmer Brown, and he would tell us why harvest and donating food go together. So let's just see if we can get hold of Farmer Brown, shall we? Farmer Brown, are you there? That's not Farmer Brown. Shall we try that again? Farmer Brown, can you hear us?
Hello, Farmer Brown here.
So, have you brought in your harvest?
Yes, I have, thank you. It was a good harvest for me this year. Look, I have a picture of some of the grain from the harvest. But sometimes we get a bad harvest. One year we did not get enough rain, so look what happens to the grain when it doesn't get enough rain. When we get a harvest like that, we can't make so much bread and cakes for us to eat. Nowadays, when that happens, we're able to bring in wheat from grain from other countries, but back in the old days we couldn't do that. So having a good harvest was really important.
How would you celebrate having a good harvest?
We would have a harvest festival. So after all the crops have been gathered, we'd have like a party where we'd eat, chat and play games. We'd also have a special church service to say thank you to God for giving us a good harvest. Farmers would bring some of their crops to decorate the church, and afterwards these crops would then be given to those who need it. Many churches today still have a special service, but people bring tins of food and packets of cereal, which are then given to the food bank for them to give to those who need it.
So back in the old days, did you do anything else to help those who needed food?
Well, after we've all finished bringing the wheat, we'd let people glean our fields.
What is gleaning?
Well, gleaning is when people come along and pick up anything you've dropped. With a good glean, someone will be able to get enough corn to make some loaves of bread. There's a story in the Bible about someone who went gleaning. Would you like to watch it?
Oh, yes, please.
Well, this story is all about a lady called Ruth, a mother-in-law called Naomi, and a farmer called Boaz.
God's story, Ruth. So part of God's story is about a woman named Ruth, and it begins like this. Ruth lived in a place called Moab, and was married to a guy who was part of God's special family, the Israelites. A few years later, though, Ruth's husband died. Instead of returning to her family, which would have been expected, she stayed with Naomi, her husband's mom. Naomi tried to get Ruth to go back to her family in Moab, but Ruth wouldn't leave Naomi, no matter what. In fact, she wanted to go back to Israel with her. Ruth said, "Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." So they both returned to Naomi's home in Bethlehem. Back then, though, it was hard for women to find work. Usually, they had to be taken care of by their husband or a dad. It's really hard to imagine that now, but Naomi and Ruth might not have even known how they'd survive. At first, to get food, Ruth went to the fields of a man named Boaz and followed his harvesters around. If they dropped anything, even just a piece of grain, she picked it up. This was called gleaning. Ruth worked from morning to night and barely even took a break. Boaz noticed. He told his workers to leave behind some extra grain for her to gather. When Naomi heard about this, she was overjoyed because Boaz was Naomi's relative and what's called a family redeemer. That meant that it was his responsibility to take care of his family. If anybody was going to rescue Ruth and Naomi, it was Boaz. Anyway, this gave Naomi an idea. She told Ruth to put on her best clothes and perfume and then go to the place where Boaz was sleeping. Naomi said that once Boaz had gone to sleep, Ruth should lay down by his feet. Now, this may sound like a weird plan, but it was actually really brave. Ruth trusted Naomi and obeyed. When Boaz woke up, he was surprised. After all, someone was lying at his feet. That's not exactly a normal night. When Boaz asked who Ruth was, she said, "I am your servant. You are my family redeemer." Now Boaz understood. Ruth wanted Boaz to marry her so that she and Naomi would both be taken care of. Boaz agreed. This was a huge deal. Ruth wasn't an Israelite, but she wanted to follow God anyway. By marrying Boaz, she got to officially be part of God's family.
Well, thank you, Farmer Brown, for sharing that story with us. Well, I think Farmer Brown is busy feeding his hens now. You know, Stuart, I enjoyed that story. Well, I like that story as well. And in that story, Boaz, the farmer, he was willing to share what he had with those around him who today we would say were in crisis. And that's what I like about Harvest. It reminds me how important it is that we share what we've got with those around us. And by sharing, helps make our communities that we live in a much better place to be. And we want to give you the chance to share by asking you to donate some food to the food bank and to help us to feed those in your local community who are in crisis. So if you can hold a collection in your school, please do. Yes, if you can hold a collection, please do. And we will give your teachers some information about what sort of food that we'd like you to collect. Just like the food that Professor B showed in his video. But do you know, Timmy, it's not just about collecting food. Harvest is also about saying thank you. So thank you very much for being willing to hold a collection. But you know, there's somebody else who Christians believe that they say thank you to more than anybody else. Do you know who that is, Timmy? God. That's right, because Christians believe it's God who created the earth, the seed, the rain and the sun. All the things that we need to make crops grow. So we're going to say a prayer thank you now. And if you want to join in with the prayer, please do. Dear God, thank you that you love and care for each one of us. Thank you for all the good things you give us. Thank you for the farmers who grow our crops, for those who harvest our crops, and for those who turn the crops into food for us to eat. Thank you for the earth, the seed, the sun and the rain that you made, so we can grow food. Please help us to share what we have with those around us. Amen.
Oh, Stuart, can we sing that song again? You know, that harvest song. I think it's called a Samba.
Oh, I know the one you mean. Yes, we can sing that one again. This song is called Harvest Samba. Please join in if you can.
Cabbages and greens, broccoli and beans, cauliflower and roasted potatoes taste so good to me. Apricots and plums, ripened in the sun, oranges and yellow bananas, good for everyone. It's another harvest festival, where we bring our fruits and vegetables, 'cause we want to share the best of all the good things that we've been given. It's another opportunity to be grateful for the food we eat, with a Samba celebration to say thank you to God the Father. Golden corn and wheat, oats and sugar beet, fluffy rice and tasty spaghetti, wonderful to eat. Coffee, cocoa, tea, growing naturally, herbs and plants and all kinds of spices, very nice indeed. It's another harvest festival, where we bring our fruit and vegetables, 'cause we want to share the best of all the good things that we've been given. It's another opportunity to be grateful for the food we eat, with a summer celebration to say thank you to God the Father. Thank you for the harvest, thank you for your goodness, for all the fruit and vegetables and the wonderful things that grow. Thank you for the harvest, thank you for your goodness, for all the fruit and vegetables and the wonderful things that grow. Cabbages and harvest, broccoli and goodness, cauliflower and roasted potatoes, wonderful things to me. Apricot and harvest, thank you for your goodness, oranges and yellow bananas, wonderful eggs and glow. It's another harvest festival, where we bring our fruit and vegetables, 'cause we want to share the best of all the good things that we've been given. It's another opportunity to be grateful for the food we eat, with a Samba celebration to say thank you to God the Father. God the Father. Cha-cha-cha.
Well, all our time is gone now, Timmy, so we need to say goodbye. So, goodbye, goodbye, and please, if you can, donate some food to the food bank to help feed those who are in crisis. Bye and thank you. Yes,